Hi, welcome to another edition of the Alan Rosenberg Show. You know what we're doing. My ongoing series of my approximately 5,800 albums. We're getting towards the end. We're getting close. We're going to do a double shot today. The letters U and V in one video. Now, U has only 7 artists, but 98 albums. You're like, how did that happen? Well, U2, are you ready? U2's got 58 albums, you're going to see. CD singles also included in there. Uriah Heep's got 24. V, only 5 artists and 36 albums. Let's get cracking without further delay. We are going to start with UB40. And I only got one, and that's all I need. The very best of UB40, 1980 to 2000, and it's an excellent collection. Got that nice version with Chrissy Hind of I Got You, Babe. Okay, UFO. I'm a fan, a moderate fan, but not so moderate. I got their classics. We got Phenomenon. These great album covers from Hypnosis. These were the digitally remastered ones. You could see got a slew of bonus tracks. I'm definitely a fan of these albums. The classic ones. Faucet right there. Another great cover. And again, a whole bunch of bonus tracks. Really nicely done. Great booklets. The next one, No Heavy Petting. Same story, remastered with a slew of bonus tracks. And then Lights Out. They have great album covers, I gotta tell you. And same story, remastered with a slew of bonus tracks there. Live at the Roundhouse, a place that I visited when I went to London. And this is Obsession, Hypnosis, continuing with those great album covers. Same thing, bonus tracks, remastered. And the legendary, amazing live record, Strangers in the Night. I know they put a box set out of this, but I'm actually pretty happy with just this one. It is an expanded edition, but not a box of all the shows. This is an interesting one. This is called The Return Tour, 1994. And this is UFO. Great cover. And there is your set list from Japan. And this was soundboard of a bootleg. And looks like that. Nicely done. Okay, and then you got to have a compilation, at least I do, and the best of UFO, 1974 to 1983. It is just a single disc, but honestly, this really covers it for me. This is the UFO that I love, that classic edition. There you can see what it looks like. And UFO, what do we got? We got 9 albums, and I love them. UK comes next, John Wetton and Bill Bruford and Alan Holdsworth, and this is the classic debut album and a great album. And then you got the live one, Night After Night. I did have the second one, which was, I think, Danger Money, and I have to re-get that. I don't have it anymore. Uncle Tupelo comes next. I got 2 of their albums, No Depression, and they're remastered with bonus tracks. And then an excellent compilation, 89 to 93, an anthology, and really good stuff. 21 tracks, pretty much all I really need at this point for Uncle Tupelo. Uncle Tupelo. Next up, the Undertones. I had a lot of their albums remastered with bonus tracks. I kind of found that I just never really listened to them, and I'm purging, and I'm very happy with this. This is actually a promo. And it's called Undertones on CD at Last, and it's really just an excellent compilation of the best tracks from these individual albums. It got Teenage Kicks, etc. You got the 4 albums, and this is killer, and it's just a promo. This is not an official, like, best of album, but great fun, and I love it. Okay, we are up to Uriah Heep. 24 albums, let's do it. Look at yourself. Does not, unfortunately, have the mirror on this version of the CD. Remastered, Demons and Wizards. Really good artwork in there, and a booklet, and a slew of bonus tracks. And a deluxe edition, because Uriah Heep has lots of different versions. Great cover from Roger Dean. This is a 2 CD edition of The Magician's Birthday. And you can see what's on there, the original LP remastered, and an alternative Magician's Birthday. Uriah Heep Live. This is it on CD. Legendary live record. But this is one that I always had on vinyl. And if you know my channel, when I get a good copy on CD, I dump the vinyl. This one I can't dump. And the reason why, here's the original vinyl. And it's just got such good packaging. And I just can't have it in my heart not to keep this one. So here's the original vinyl of the legendary Uriah Heep album, Uriah Heep Live. And I always love the inner sleeves. Were fantastic, man. Look at that. They reproduced the, the original articles and reviews, and including the legendary one from Rolling Stone, where it said, if this band makes it, I'm going to have to kill myself. That's what the critic said. And I don't know if he eventually killed himself, because they're still going good all these decades later. But leave it to Uriah Heep. They actually published that in there. And that is just really cool, in my opinion. What do you people across the pond call that? Taking the piss? You have such good terms over there. We don't have that in America. Okay, next up, Sweet Freedom. Same story. Remastered bonus tracks. And Wonderworld. A lot of these albums don't get very good reviews, but I think they're pretty good. And right there, remastered bonus tracks. Firefly. You know the drill. Remastered with bonus tracks. Hanging Tree, great track. Here's an album that a lot of people don't like, but I like it a lot. Innocent Victim. There is 2 different album covers for this, and remastered with bonus tracks. Another album that doesn't get much in the way of good reviews, but I love this one. Fallen Angel. Yep, repeat after me. Remastered bonus tracks. There is a slew of best of collections, and this one is simply called The Collection. And you can see the track listing on that from Castle. That was an import, UK import. And Raging Silence, one of the latter day ones. I kept this one. Blood Red Roses, to me, if you listen to that and close your eyes, you would think that is a smash hit single from Bon Jovi. Don't believe me, listen to that. It's totally like Bon Jovi-ish. What's the name of this one? Spellbinder. This is a live one, a latter day live one. It's pretty good. And a lot of collections. Here's one called The Best of Part 2. Kind of like this one because it focuses on the latter day stuff, and there's a lot of good latter day stuff on there. Speaking of latter day stuff, let's talk about this particular album, which has got that album cover. Some people hate it, some people like it. This was a comeback for them in a sense, and it's a really strong vinyl album. I do not have this on CD, but I want it. When I get it on CD, I probably won't keep that vinyl, but that's a good one. Another latter day one on vinyl is Head First, another one I do not have on CD, and this one is pretty good. Not as good as Abominage, but it's all right. We'll stick that guy over there. Let's put you 2 over there for now. We'll put that behind Bruce Springsteen, who is not in you. That's what I call a Easter egg. I put these things in my upcoming videos that I'll eventually be doing. I gave that one away. Sonic Origami, latter day Uriah Heep album. I remember seeing a review of this in the Village Voice, and I was shocked. Like, they did a review of Uriah Heep, but it was cool. One of my favorites is Acoustically Driven. I love this album. There's also a video of it. They also did Electrically Driven, but this one is special. They really pull off an acoustic set. Ian Anderson guests on it. This is killer. If you like unplugged albums, that's a great one. Come Away Melinda, a collection of Uriah Heep ballads. And yeah, I'm a fan. You know I like ballads. Rolling Stones ballads, and Uriah Heep's got a share of great ballads. Here's another one, Future Echoes of the Past, the very best of Uriah Heep live, latter day live record, and it's fine, made in England. And another one, Blood on Stone, another anthology, 2 CD. All of these are different. This one features a lot of latter day live stuff, a lot of latter day tracks, and it works. The last one I got from them is Chaos and Color, their most recent studio record, and got really good reviews, and I thought it was really good. I liked it. Last but not least, I'm going to show you 2 other Uriah Heep. Just for fun, I have not been showing 8 tracks, but I don't have this on CD or vinyl. High and Mighty, here it is on 8-track. Fun to have. And we will do this box set, one of the best ones. Chapter and Verse, the Uriah Heep story, the 35th anniversary. And this thing is huge and it's heavy. And it's got 6 discs. And I don't know if it's still available out there. And I don't know if it is expensive. But this is a beautiful, beautiful box set. It comes off like that. And when you open it up, you get this thing, a poster, and you get an awesome, awesome booklet. And I will show it to you briefly because it is pretty nice. And it looks like this. Here is chapter and verse of the Uriah Heep story, and goes pretty much really into depth. I love, it's got great graphics. It's got reproductions of the sleeves. There's Tofat. You can see that. Interviews with the members of the band, and it literally goes through their whole history, album by album, as you can see, in a lot of depth. It is a beautiful, gorgeous, ads for concerts, and it goes on and on and on. Here's the track listings of all the albums up to that point. It's acoustically driven, and looks like that. Yeah, this is, and then the tracks as well. This is a really special box set. I love it. So there you go, Uriah Heep with a massive 6 CD box set. And there's head first, and we will stick this thing over there, the first box set of this particular video. We will keep going. Who is next? Well, it is none other than U2 with a whopping 58. Let's try to make U2 fairly quick. We're going to start off with Boy. I'm not going to show you too much of these. You probably know them. Here is a deluxe edition of October, their second album, hardcover with 2 discs in it. Nice job on there. You can see that. War, you know that one. This is a deluxe edition in a box of Under a Blood Red Sky. They really made it big in America with this. This was a blockbuster. And this is nice because it's got not only the CD, but it's got the full DVD of that legendary performance from Red Rocks, which actually kind of re-put Red Rocks back on the map as well. Unforgettable Fire, remastered, you know that one. Wide Awake in America, kind of an EP live one. Let's talk about the Joshua Tree. There is a box set of that. There's a lot of versions out of this one. There's the album. You get a bonus audio CD and a bonus DVD live in Paris with a documentary and videos. Really nicely done. There is not a shortage of U2 remasters and things. This comes with a beautiful booklet. There's another version of Joshua Tree that also comes with a live concert from Madison Square Garden, but it's not complete. But, yeah, great stuff. All right, Bruce, we got the point. Let's keep going. Rattle and Hum, a movie that I actually really like, and a soundtrack that I love. Really, it's an album, really not a soundtrack, but it's a soundtrack. A lot of people gave that stick, but I think it's great, especially with this track. Here's a CD single of All I Want Is You. Come on, let's be honest. The songs get much better than that. That is an incredible song. Next up, what do we got? We got Octong Baby. One of my favorite albums of all time by anybody. Here's the original release. Different versions of that. This is the deluxe edition. Well, one of the deluxe editions with B-sides and bonus tracks. You're going to wind up seeing a lot of U2 CD singles, and the reason why is because their CD singles are amazing with great unreleased tracks. Here is a bootleg called Studio Sessions 1991, where they're working on it, and a really amazing bootleg is this one, Salome, the Octong Baby Outtakes. This is a whopping 3 discs. This is quite the bootleg. It really goes into the making of that album. Here's the one single, and you get an idea of why I like the U2 CD singles. Certain bands do that. REM also does that. The CD singles are amazing. Here's even better than the real thing. Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses? And I got more than one version of that. You can see the outtakes. Painted Black is on there. Here's another Who's Gonna Ride Your Wild Horses with completely different tracks. And here's a bootleg, because I got a lot of bootlegs. First night of the 1992 World Tour. I am a huge fan of U2 Live, and their bootlegs are amazing. And they really don't release live records, so you really got to get bootlegs. Here's Santa Claus Is Coming to Town, recorded at the Point Depot in Dublin in a small venue. Just great. Here's a Zeroper album, you know that one probably. And Stay Far Away So Close, Got You Under My Skin, another CD single. These are like CDs. There's 6 tracks on this one, and it's not unusual. Here's Zoo Europa live bootleg. Amazing shows. I have all their DVDs. They even have laser discs of them live. Their shows are extraordinary, as you know. Here's another one, Zootopia. And here is Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me from Batman, but another great CD single with bonus tracks. And Jesus Was a Cool Guy, acoustic collection of live acoustic U2. This is a really cool bootleg as well, 100% acoustic. And then they did the pop album, you know that one probably. And CD single from that is Discotheque. And then a CD single of Please. Again, 5 tracks, a whole bunch of live ones. 4 live versions. It's just, they're fun to dig into. Let's keep going with more from U2. Here is another CD single, If God Will Send His Angels, and a whole bunch of bonus live stuff. Special acoustic version of Sunday Bloody Sunday on there. Their first compilation, I guess, 1980 to 1990, and I got the deluxe editions, which has a second disc of B-sides, and their B-sides are great. Here's the Sweetest Things CD with, again, unreleased stuff. A bootleg, Pop, U2 in Brazil. These bootlegs are amazing. Why they don't release live records, so I got no guilt buying them. All That You Can't Leave Behind with a bonus CD. This is an extraordinary album. I think it's a masterpiece. One of my favorites. Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of. Another CD single. And they followed up the other best of with this one. 1990 to 2000. Same idea. A whole second disc of unreleased stuff. And a New Year's Eve bootleg. Right there. From Dublin. And this one was from Target. U27. Interesting collection. And then How to Dismantle an Atomic Bomb. And this is a special edition with a DVD. And then if that's not enough, we got this special edition, which comes in a fancy schmancy box. Similar material on it, just a nicer box. And I wound up picking that up with cool lyrics and artwork, etc. And there's a bonus disc as well. So U2, they always do a good job. Always do a good job and give their fans a lot of opportunity to get unreleased stuff and deep stuff and cool stuff, and I like it. City of Blinding Lights, another CD single, and another bootleg. Live at Twickenham, London, England, the Vertigo tour. Their tours are always different, kind of like the Stones, different staging, different sets, and good stuff. Well, at least they do different sets. The Stones, not so much. 18 singles, a collection of singles. And then No Line on the Horizon. Kind of an overlooked album. I think it's a really, really strong record. And I tend to go for the deluxe editions, which is what this thing is. But then with U2, then they even do out super deluxe editions. So a lot to get from them. But great stuff. Here's Live from the Rose Bowl, another 2 CD bootleg of the whole show. And the last U2 album that I really thought was incredible was this one, Songs of Innocence. Maybe people didn't like the cover. This is a deluxe edition. I think this album is an absolute masterpiece classic. It's as good as anything they ever did, and I don't know why people don't give it the reputation it deserves. Unfortunately, I didn't have the same experience with Songs of Experience. This album did not do that much for me, and it was the first U2 album in a while that didn't do much for me. And then Songs of Surrender, I got the deluxe edition with 4 CDs. I appreciated the fact that they tried to do something different and redo their songs, but really didn't totally work for me, and I never really listened to it. And then Passengers, original soundtrack, which is a thing that they did with Eno, and it's interesting. Miss Sarajevo's an incredible track. A couple of other U2 things to see that are pretty cool. Again, I haven't been showing 8-tracks or cassettes, but here is U2 recorded off of WLIR local radio station live from Malibu on Long Island. This was December 13th, 1981, right when they were starting. And that is a really cool cassette that I have. And then here's when they did the Amnesty International Conspiracy Hope Tour. They played with the Police. And here's a cassette live recording of the Police and U2. And deep from my archives. And here is new and best, one of these Russian cassettes from Russia. And it's an interesting collection of quote-unquote the best tracks of U2, but they're really, really, really deep tracks. So kind of an interesting collection. Not hits at all. Well, very few in the hits there. All right, the last one, which is not in my collection yet. This is one I'm really excited about. This is U22, a 22-track live collection from the U2 360 tour. This was a fan club release. I am not in their fan club, but I picked this up at the local record store. They only gave this to fan club members, and they go all out for their fan club. I have other fan club stuff from U2 at one point, 2 CDs, and this is just 22 tracks of live stuff from that amazing tour, and they did not skimp. And again, this is a fan club release. Most other artists, they do a fan club release. It's like in a little slipcase, and there's not much to it. Not U2. They really, really go all out. And this is one I am incredibly excited about getting to. Just haven't had the chance yet. Hope it doesn't fall, David. All right, there's U and U2. We're going to go right into V. And V is not overwhelming. We got Van Halen. So we got the debut classic album. These are all remastered. They do not have bonus tracks. They've never done that. Van Halen 2 remastered. And Women and Children First remastered. No bonus tracks. Fair Warning remastered. Diver Down 1984. And then a 2 CD collection, The Best of Both Worlds. Interesting collection because you got the David Lee Roth era and the best of Sammy Hagar or Van Hagar. As you could tell, I am a David Lee Roth Van Halen fan. Van Hagar doesn't do much for me. I did get a different kind of Truth, which was the one they did with David Lee Roth when he came back. I thought it was just okay. Nothing special to me for that one. Van Hagar with Sammy Hagar, I don't have any of their studio records. I just doesn't do much for me. Like some of the tracks, and the best tracks are on that Best of Both Worlds CD. All right, let's keep going. My biggest V is Stevie Ray Vaughan with, what do you got, Stevie? 16 albums. Let's do it. Remastered. The first one, Texas Flood, with a slew of bonus tracks. Great album. And then we got the second one, Couldn't Stand the Weather. Remastered with a slew of bonus tracks. There's a deluxe edition of that I don't have. Soul to Soul. You got the Just, whatever it is, Just, bonus tracks, remastered. The live one, Live Alive, which did not get a lot of respect in its time. I think it's better than most people think it is, but as you're going to see, I got a bunch of bootlegs. Speaking of which, here's one, Fox Theater, Atlanta. And yeah, when I listen to Stevie Ray Vaughan live, it's never that Live Alive, it's always a bootleg. And there is In Step, pretty successful record, remastered with bonus tracks. That's a really strong one. Here's a collection called The Sky is Crying. And I just picked this one up not that long ago. In the Beginning, Double Trouble from Austin, Texas. Recorded live April 1st, 1980. Really good set. And then you got the greatest hits. For somebody who's not into Stevie Ray Vaughan, it's a really good place to start. Here's another bootleg. Stevie played a little blues and recorded live. And then here's live at Carnegie Hall. How do you get there? Practice, practice, practice. This is a great, great set. And then if you want to continue just with the greatest hits, there is a Greatest Hits Volume 2, which is an excellent continuation of the first one. You can get both of those. I also have Live at Montreux, which is an interesting disc because it's got 2 sets. And one is from 82, one is from 85. And they are both excellent, of course. And if you want a bigger one, you get the Essential Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. 2-disc set, really covers the career. And then he did Family Style, and that is a fine, fine release as well. Produced by Nile Rodgers. Pretty cool. There is Stevie Ray Vaughan, the biggest V with 16. Next up, Suzanne Vega. Remember when she came out with this album? Really fine record, Marlene on the Wall. Really good one. I also have Solitude Standing, which here in America was her breakout with Tom's Diner, but of course Luca, one of the all-time great tracks. And this is a really strong record. Beyond that, I just decided to keep the best of Suzanne Vega, which kind of cherry picks her latter day stuff, the best tracks. Really good collection. If you want to get into her, that's a good way to go. Next up, the Velvet. Oh, I forgot Stevie Ray Vaughan. You guys saw this, I didn't. The box set, Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. This one is, what is it, only 3 discs, I think it is? Let's see. Nope, I'm wrong. 3 CDs and a DVD. And this is a good collection too. And there is the booklet so you can see it. So Stevie is covered. I got all of the studio records. I got live ones. I got bootlegs. I got single greatest hits, and I got the double one. And then you got this. And he's really fun to watch. So this one has a DVD. And he's just an amazing performer. Obviously, there's One Night in Texas on DVD. So worthwhile to having, even if you have the other ones, because the DVD is pretty cool. Let's stick that over there. We are up to the Velvet Underground, and my first Velvet Underground, believe it or not, was this guy, Peel Slowly and See, which I haven't peeled. And there is the back. This is pretty complete in its time. You got each of the albums listed right there. With bonus tracks before and after and outtakes and things like that. It's an awesome collection. And I'll open it up for you. And you got a fine book in here, which looks like that. So each disc kind of breaks it out by album. But they didn't use the artwork of each album. And it doesn't start with each album. Like, it's a continuing story of the Velvet Underground. This is an amazing book, by the way, as you can see. It's like it's a real book. It takes you a long time to read this. And it goes through the whole story year by year. This is worth it just for the book alone. But the music, obviously, is incredible. This is what the disc looks like. So they don't use the artwork on the front, but the back does use the album artwork for the album. And it kind of separates it so you can see right there. What it looks like. So it is getting each one of their albums on here. You can see how they do it. They do it like that. But it just always kind of annoyed me because it's like it doesn't really say you have each album, even though you kind of do. So me being the nut job that I am, I think I have pretty much all of their albums separately. Here's the classic Velvet Underground and Nico album on its own as a deluxe edition, with a stereo and a mono mix with a nice booklet. There's what it looks like inside. So these are the ones I tend to reach for when I listen to the Velvet Underground. Here is White Light, White Heat. And then my favorite actually is Loaded. And this is a great edition of Loaded called Fully Loaded. I love this one. I love the lenticular cover that moves like that. Kind of goes like that. And then this is what you have on there, a slew of bonus tracks and an alternate album, alternate mixes. This is my favorite Velvet Underground album. It's more commercial. I know the cool thing to say is that this is the best one, and it is a great one. I love it. But honestly, I actually don't. The one that I don't have individually is the Velvet Underground album, the Gray album. I love that one too. It's more acoustic, but this one is just commercial. It's great. I also have Velvet Underground Live with Lou Reed. This is a 2-disc set. They actually released this album. Interestingly, you can get it as 2 separate albums, but I have it in there. Here's when they reunited their live one. This is the double disc of the live one from 1983, and I thought it was okay. It was interesting that they reformed, but I never listened to it. And this is the legendary Live at Max's Kansas City release. And different lineup with Doug Yule and Billy Yule on drums, and really lo-fi recorded on cassette by none other than Jim Carroll. But it's a fine release, and they remastered as best as you could remaster that thing. Velvet Underground Gold is an excellent 2-disc compilation, and maybe all you need for the casual fan. The only other thing left is the Verve. I only have one of their albums, Urban Hymns, and this is, of course, the one that's got Bittersweet Symphony and the Rolling People and the Drugs Don't Work. A really great release. So there you have it. UNV in a half hour, but we covered a lot of ground, and I hope you enjoyed this. As always, send your comments, what I'm missing, what you like, what you don't like. It really makes it fun. I think our community watching this and commenting is really fun. It makes it a lot more enjoyable. As always, as I said from my first video when I started in COVID, stay safe, stay healthy. Hit subscribe if you're new to my channel. Check out the playlist. Of course, there's a playlist just for this, my entire record collection of 5,800 albums, doing by alphabetically. So, but we're getting there. We're going to have, what do we got? W, X, Y, and Z. And I think I had spoken to some people. I think maybe we should also do at the end soundtracks and various artist compilations. Might as well complete the whole thing. So thanks again for your support. Really appreciate it. Hope you had a good weekend. I'm filming this Sunday night, but you're going to see it Wednesday night because the one Monday night has already been filmed. So again, I'll see you around.